You're listening to the Tamale Club, bringing people together, one tasty tamale at a time. Good day, good day. Good to see you back here today. I'm Dan Bickford, and I'm here with my co-host, Judy. How you doing, Judy?
Hi, Dan. Doing well.
Oh, great, great. And we've got Engineer Sam sitting off in the background, and again, he's in my most favorite part of him is that when he's silent. So, in any case, today we're going to talk about SB79. And, well, we're going to talk about developments and different things that are going on with developments around the county, but also about 79 and what it really does to us. You know, and I can't get into that until I really get into, you know, my basic feelings about development. Is that if you own the property, you should be able to, you know, tell the city or the state or the county what you plan to do with that property. Now we get into exceptions. It doesn't make sense, of course, if you're going to put a industrial plant in the middle of a residential neighborhood. So the city should have some say on that.
Zoning laws.
Yeah, and you know, if it's a residential area, then we should probably look at, you know, having more residential in that area, and not, you know, even light industrial might not be the right fit in that neighborhood. So you do have to worry a little bit about your neighbors. I believe in that.
Well, I think you have to have community input. It's important.
Absolutely. And the thing about it is that when you look at the city plans, and you've got the general plan. Okay, the general plan is how they envision the city to be. It is truly just a plan. Now, what happens with that is that you've got a general plan, and the city may say, well, we want a shopping center on this corner over here. Well, first of all, they don't own the land, and they don't get to say, Mr. Landowner, put a shopping center here. Landowner may want to go ahead and put apartment buildings.
Correct.
Okay.
Their land. Yep.
So it's just kind of a dream or a wish list of how they want to plan the city, and you do have to have a plan.
You do.
You know, because as a city grows, as a city develops, it needs to be able to plan for utilities and schools and all kinds of things.
Safety standards as well.
Exactly. How's that traffic going to get in and out of there? All those things that have to go into it. So you do need a plan. So it should conform to the city plan, and then it needs to conform to the neighborhood. But beyond that, my personal beliefs is that the city or the state or the federal, for that matter, should just, you know, have as minimal laws as necessary.
Correct.
But that's not the way.
That's not the way it works.
That's not the way we do it. We have to get involved in every single stupid detail, all the way down to grading. You have to have a grading permit, you know, and what you can do and what you can't do with a grade.
Well, everything costs money too. I mean,
because every permit you have to get is extra money. So the amount of money that's required to do any building is astronomical. I really think that gone are the days where you can go out and build a single family home on your own property.
No.
And not go so deeply into debt.
No, you can't do it. And it takes forever. The time limit, you get a permit, and you got to get a permit for everything, and that just takes forever.
Oh yeah, and a good example of that is Pacific Palisades.
Correct.
Pacific Palisades burned down, and I think there's only one or two that have started construction.
I think they've gotten 2 permits.
Yeah.
That's it.
So it's really tough because it's L.A. and L.A.'s got a huge amount of things. One of the videos I was watching, the guy went on for 10 minutes talking about all the permits that needed to be pulled and all the people that had to be involved in just grading the existing lot and building it again.
Well, and I heard they were also having to pull out the old septic tanks that they had.
Yeah.
And having to replace them. That's a whole nother permit.
Well, and will they let them replace the septic tanks?
I think it's questionable at this point.
Yeah. So all that is case by case. So SB79 comes up this year, and with SB79, it builds on AB2097. AB2097 was authored by Assemblyman Friedman, and basically, the biggest restriction on that was, not really restriction, but it opened up
Units?
multi-unit complexes within a half mile of a transit station.
Or a proposed transit station.
It opened it up to, so that a municipality cannot give undue or parking restrictions or parking space restrictions. So I can build a 100-unit housing project and give them 35, 36 parking spaces and say, oh, well, wait a minute. They're next to a transit station, so they're going to be all my people are just going to be using the transit to go to work and so forth. Well, we know that's not true.
No, and it doesn't consider if you're handicapped. Can you get to a transit station in a half a mile? That's a burden.
Yeah.
Or if you're a senior citizen, can you get to that transit stop?
Exactly. So that's what that did to us. Now, the biggest hazard with 79, I think, anyway, is that it changes transit station to transit stop.
Correct.
Well, most of us throughout the county, well, not throughout the county. If you're in a some type of city or so forth, you're within a half mile of a bus stop.
Correct.
Or a proposed bus stop. So now those same parking laws now go out to every neighborhood around.
That's insane.
If you're within a half mile of a traffic or a transit stop, so that bus stop, and so I know that I've got 2 bus stops within a half mile of my place.
I don't have any.
So, well, you're not only lucky,
but they could put a proposed one in.
Well, that's true. That's true. So, how does that affect some of the developments that are going on around? Okay, and then on top of that, it also talks about the number of low-income units that have to
correct
have to be made available. And so when you've got the low-income additive on that, so now I've got in La Jolla, by the way, La Jolla's got buses going into it. So
They
now
do.
I have to have a certain number of low-income houses there. And I've got to have, and I'm not required to have parking for anybody.
Nope.
Because everybody's going to take the bus.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are.
Yeah. And so, yeah. So all the lies that are going on with these things are just crazy. And let's look at some of the areas that we're talking about that's going to affect. I mean, in Carlsbad, Councilmember Melanie Burkholder cast a lone vote the lone nay vote for a development because of the parking. It's going to get built anyway, and the city really can't say no.
But they're only going to give her 24 spots.
Well, there's only 100, how many?
23 residential units and commercial businesses.
And commercial businesses.
Yeah, I think that's the big concern is the commercial, because they're already struggling to get people in to their stores. But the parking issue is gonna really be a burden.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the only one that was dissenting in her vote.
Yeah. Well, again, next to a station. And coming to a stop near you. Yeah.
But they're also, I guess they're building, it's 3 stories high, and they only are going to put 2 very low income units and 2 moderate income units. So now
Okay.
they're starting to distinguish between the low income versus moderate.
That sounds like a backroom deal somewhere.
It's a total backroom deal.
Yeah, so I see we're actually kind of come up on a break, but I think we're going to continue on this and not go out on break right now because this is getting interesting, and because we're not on the radio right now, we can do what we want.
Yes, we can.
So, how do you feel about mixed use buildings?
I think they can fit in certain communities, but you have to have enough parking. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You're going
Yeah.
to have businesses below. Where are these people going to park? They want to run in and grab a cup of coffee. They have to park somewhere.
Yeah, and again, it gets into, the exceptions are what kill me all the time, because I happen to like the idea of mixed use where we've got the commercial on the ground floor, and then we have 2, 3, maybe even 4 floors of residential on top of that. But yes, those parking has to be a part of it.
Well, then you also have to consider traffic and congestion. Because you are increasing the amount of people on that street that live there. They're not all going to be riding the bus. It's just
Yeah.
not logical to do that in San Diego. I mean, if you look at the buses that run, they're 20% full most of the time,
Oh yeah, yeah.
or maybe less. So they're driving to work. They're driving.
Yes, they're
They have
driving.
to get in and out of their communities. There's no parking. Where are they going to go? They're going to go on the outside of the residential streets. They're going to take up all the parking on all the streets that lead up to this new development.
And you only have to go take a look at Philadelphia.
Yeah.
If you've ever been to Philadelphia for any time at all, take a look at the parking and the issues there, because everybody has a car, and they are territorial.
No, I bet they are.
So if somebody puts a couple of milk bottles out in the street, they've marked their spot.
Oh, they're reserving their space.
And if you move those milk bottles, just go ahead and file your insurance claim because your car is going to be totaled. Having been to Philadelphia for a length of time, I know that to be true,
I've not been there before, but I take your word for it.
but I don't care. It was a rental car.
Hope you got insurance on it.
I paid $0 on that, and but yeah, it gets crazy over there, and it's going to get crazy in your neighborhood too.
Absolutely.
And so I don't believe actually in the mixed use basically is best when it's on a busy street,
Correct.
and that's the way Europe has
Yes.
built for a long time, and that's the way we used to build in the United States. We have a lot of mixed use type buildings throughout the United States. It's an idea that we kind of got away from when we went to shopping malls.
Correct.
And
And
things.
now the shopping malls are all dying.
And now the shopping malls are dying.
Yeah, they're just non-existent.
So we got through that period. We've moved on, And now it looks like it's a good idea again. Look, I still like my single family home. I don't want somebody living above me. I don't want somebody living below me. I barely want somebody living beside me. And the farther away, the better.
But now you might be fighting for your own parking spot in front of your home.
Well, yes, and okay. So if you're in a single family home on a private lot, you can put a lot of ADUs in there.
Correct, you can. Yes, you can.
And once again, you don't have to plan for parking.
Nope.
So,
Especially if you're near a transit stop, half a mile.
Exactly. So
There is an unlimited number of ADUs you can put in if you're within a half a mile of a transit stop. Unlimited.
yeah, exactly.
Ask Claremont. They're dealing with that now.
Exactly.
A cul-de-sac with ADUs galore and no parking. One way in, one way out.
Yeah. So I had some notes here, and I just don't know what happened to my tablet today.
Well, I think there's a difference between the state laws and then the city laws. And the state allows for one ADU and one junior ADU per lot. But then the city allows unlimited number if you're a half-mile radius from a transit stop. That's a big distance. That's a big distance. It is two different conversations
Yeah.
between the state and the local.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I had my notes here. I wish I could find them, but my notes I had in there for, there was a one that had like 120 ADUs.
Wow.
How do you have 120?
Oh, that's in Pacific Beach.
Pacific Beach.
They
the
call
one.
it the farm.
Yeah.
Yes, 120 units.
Yeah, 120 units.
And it's hard enough to get in and out of Pacific Beach right now.
Yeah, and they don't have to conform to parking. They don't have to give them parking.
There's no parking. And
So-
Encanto is doing 43 units on a single acre lot.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. That's not an ADU anymore. That's a multi.
That's like a multi-unit. They're talking about
apart-
infrastructure changes, parking changes. It's
Yeah.
all going to affect the community, but they don't have to get community input.
No.
It's totally disregarded. That's by the changes in the state law and the San Diego City regulations. And it's all aimed at addressing the housing shortage.
Yep.
But we don't care about how we get in and out. We don't care if there's a big fire. And
Well, that's what they claim it's about.
that's what they're
is
saying. They
about
always
housing
go
shortage.
back. They always go back to housing shortage.
Yeah, I don't believe that for a minute.
No, where are all these people coming from? Where do they live now?
Well, apparently they're on the street.
Oh,
Is that what it is?
God.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
No.
It's tough, and I want them to be able to. I want them to be able to build the homes that they need, but there has to be a trade-off. There has to be. You can't do it at the peril of the neighborhood.
Well, they've come up with all these laws that just really makes them do whatever they want to do.
So here in Santee, we've got Fanita Ranch.
Correct.
And Fanita Ranch has been going on for 25 or 30 years, something like that.
Goodness.
And it's 2,600 acres. It's 1/3 of the city limits of Santee.
Correct. You got a lot of land out here.
All they're asking to do is develop 600 acres of that. They're going to take about 2,000 acres, and it'll be parks and farms and open space,
A school?
bike trails. They're going to put a school
Fire
and a
department.
fire department up there.
Police station? Or substation, maybe?
There might be a sub.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that
I would
they-
imagine they might do that.
Sky's the limit. I mean, I think that the Fanita Ranch owners have been very, very good with providing a lot of the amenities that people expect and
I think this is the perfect location to do that.
Yeah,
You
and
have the room.
they've been very generous. Let's put it that way. Very generous.
There's going to be plenty of parking spaces.
Yeah. A part of theirs, though, is this mixed use area. There will be,
So commercial and housing together.
an area where you've got the mixed use commercial on the first floor and residential 2 or 3 floors up.
Well, and the great thing about Santee is there's going to be plenty of parking spaces.
Yeah.
You're not trying to stick it in, downtown Mission Bay.
Yeah. So, it's the 3,000 homes, 2,000 acres of parks, keeps on getting hung up with fire safety and bugs and mud puddles.
But I understand that the developers are going to fund expanding 52, Freeway 52, to make that.
Big concern was traffic, and
In and
so
out.
they're making the changes necessary to the infrastructure to get people on that freeway.
And that's going to
and
be
get
good for
them
the
moving.
whole. That's going to be good for the city in the whole,
Yeah.
because that is the worst freeway ever.
Yeah, but look, and here I put it in perspective. About 2 hours during the day, 2 hours in the evening. It's bad.
Yep. Morning commute time,
Yeah,
because everybody's not riding a bus to work
yeah.
from Santee.
Well, I mean, they're gonna put a transit lane in the middle of that 52 also. That's gonna solve everything, right? Because everybody's gonna be on the bus.
That's right. They're just going to
Yeah.
go to work and come home, and that's it.
I have this oceanfront property right off of Mission Gorge.
There you go. Yep. Put it for sale. Someone's going to buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, so the latest thing is they're saying that the city couldn't approve that the last approval there to move forward with the project because we had Measure N, where if there's any changes to the general plan, it has to go to the vote of the people, and so that's just not true because it's that's always been slated as development property. So we'll see what happens there. But we've got a couple of other projects that we could talk about. We're going to run a little bit short of time. We're going to run a little bit over. But the another project that we've got coming up that's got some pushback on it is the Palisade Santee Commercial Center. And over where the Santee Drive-In is at, it's going to get developed. I mean,
It's been sitting empty for years.
it hasn't been that long.
During
it's
COVID?
been
During COVID, didn't it close down? No? Okay.
no. They've been keeping going there, and of late, I mean, I think with the end of the year last year, they stopped showing movies.
Oh,
But
okay.
the swap meet's still out there.
Okay, that's right. They just closed down the drive-through.
Yeah,
Or-
and of course they couldn't run that swap meet if they actually had to pay for the pay full price for the space that they're using. And so it's but here's the thing. I know the nostalgia of the drive-in theater, and I grew up in that era, and great stuff. But its time has come.
Well, everything is streaming now.
And you're not going out to that drive-in anyway, so
No.
because the ticket sales show that it absolutely shows that people aren't going to that
Well,
drive-in.
I think the high school kids, it's a novelty
Yeah.
experience. They go out once, and that's it.
Yeah.
When they get their driver's license, they head out and they do it one time, and then the rest of the time they're streaming it from home.
Yeah. So we have an opportunity, and Engineer Sam and I met with the builders on that, and I think they've got a really good warehouse concept that they'll be doing, and what's great about what they want to do out there is that all the warehousing and the movement of things will be all indoors.
Oh, nice.
So it's not gonna bother the neighborhood. The closest residential is across the river.
Correct.
Okay, it's this lot has already been developed. It's asphalt right now.
Yes, it is.
So they can't talk about the check butterfly or the
Environmental issues are not
or
there.
the fairy shrimp in vernal pools, which by the way is just a bug in a mud puddle. Okay, and nobody really knows what the bug is for.
It's just a bug.
It's just a bug in a mud puddle. So they've got a good plan, and this comes up for discussion at the Santee City Council tonight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, tonight, because this is releasing on Wednesday, and
Okay.
City Council's meeting on Wednesday night, and we'll be talking about this warehouse, and I hope it goes through, and I support this because again, I think it's best use of the property.
Correct.
We could put a lot of other things in there, but the builder here purchased the property because they really want to they want to build this warehouse and make money.
And what's going to be in the warehouse?
Well, they don't actually have a tenant yet, but one of the tenants that's looking into this building is a plumbing company
Oh, nice.
that brings in parts from all over the country and outside the country.
It's like a distribution center.
Well, they bring it all in here and then they assemble their product.
Oh, okay.
They'll be assembling their product here inside this warehouse.
Got it.
So, like I said, you're going to have trucks bringing. It's not like a 24-hour operation. It's trucks that bring in, drop materials off, trucks that come in, pick up finished product to go out.
Yeah, but it's going to bring jobs too.
It's going to be jobs. It's going to be
And making things in California.
yeah.
Instead of businesses leaving, we're going to actually have one coming this way.
And as a drive-in on any particular night, you probably have less than 8 people.
Yeah,
that
not
work
very
in it.
many.
I worked a drive-in one time. It was when I was first in my first tour in the Navy, and to keep myself out of trouble, I went to work and went to work at the San Pedro Drive-In in San Pedro, California, and yeah, there's like 6-8 people, and that was a very popular drive-in at that
Correct.
time. We every Tuesday night we played Hispanic movies, and the place was packed. So, so as a drive-in, you don't have very many.
Well, they're trying to take away the cars. So what cars are going to actually go into this drive-in?
Yeah,
You can't take a bus into the drive-in.
Absolutely. So look, we've got a lot of great things that can happen in development. We need the housing. We really need to have a little bit more reality check.
Well, it has to be common sense.
Yeah,
And right
common
now, it doesn't seem like it's going that direction.
It's not, because now instead of being within a half mile of a transit station, which by the way I told people years ago, all Fanita Ranch needs to do is extend a bus line from the trolley station up into their property,
And boom.
all this 3,000 is out the
good.
window. They could build 60,000
They could
units.
go to
in
town. Go to
Yeah.
town.
So we needed to get it done back then. So far, they haven't changed their mind, but they could.
Yeah, you never know.
At some point, they want to get their return out of their
Yes.
investment.
Yes, they
And
do.
it's been 25, 30 years.
Yeah, it's a long time.
It is.
Let's hope we see it in our lifetime.
Yeah, I hope so. I've fought for them to do that. So, in any case, I'm for common sense. I'm development. Let's get some housing out there. The only way to get to level off housing prices is to have more inventory.
Correct. And, we need to keep the community informed, let them have their input. I mean, this is their city. Each of us live in a city, and we should have input on how development grows.
Yeah.
And sometimes fast development does not work.
Okay, so last words. What you got?
I think that's it. I am, there's a lot of different cities within San Diego. Mission Bay's having some issues. They're defining surplus land equals low income housing. We have the ADUs, which we did cover. Santee we covered. La Mesa, did you want to talk about La Mesa real quick? What's going on there with Laura Lothian and her group? We got a couple minutes left.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes. Yeah, we got to talk about La Mesa because this is the audacity of some of these developers. So there's a development going on near the city center, and it's very near the city hall over there. And this developer is building a bunch of units, and he doesn't have to give them parking spaces. Not very many parking spaces anyway. And he's not going to. So he had the audacity to go up before city council and testify at city council and say, "Hey, you need to open your public parking lots 24/7 because my tenants are going to need to have someplace to park."
And this is the city parking lot.
The city parking lot, city-owned parking lot that I think they basically are open for like 12 hours a day.
Correct.
They close at night.
Nobody should be there at night.
Nobody should be there at night.
And how far away is it from their building?
Oh, it's right outside their building.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And what did the city say?
So far, they said no.
Okay, I'm not surprised.
Okay. But, Laura...
There's a lot of liability issues going on there, too.
Oh, no kidding. No kidding. And so far, Laura Lothian is, the only person that's, well, she's the only conservative on that board.
So she's trying to make sense of it.
And there's, four liberals that are on that board. So, if something crazy comes up, she may be outvoted. But right now, those parking lots are still closed. And I hope even the liberals have enough common sense to say, hey, no, we're not going to be responsible for your tenants.
Well, they're going to have to add lighting. They're going to have all the handicaps. I mean, I'm sure they have all those right. They may have some of that now, but you're talking a 24/7 hour period of time where people live and they come in and out. There's a lot of issues that come along with a parking lot.
Oh, yeah. And, trust me, if somebody breaks into a car over there because
Who's liable?
Exactly.
The city?
If the city has an open lot, maybe.
They're going to get sued up, then you know what.
Oh, yeah. Even if they're not successful, there's going to be a lawsuit or 2 or 3 or 9 or 12.
It might get pushed out for a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's all I can. More to come on that.
More to come on that. So, it's been a great session here. Thank you, Judy, for putting up with me going over.
Thanks, Dan.
And we will see you again next week.
Bye, guys.